Prepare IAS coaching. It is one of the best coaching institutes for IAS and PCS coaching in Lucknow. This is the address and this is the contact number. You can contact them for getting further guidance for your preparation. So, hello everyone. In this video, we will do the daily current affairs analysis of news items which were in news on 9th of October 2021. So, the first topic which we will discuss is the Park Bay scheme, which has been uh, in news in the state of Tamil Nadu. We see this. So, why it is in news? The union government is considering to increasing the cost of deep sea fishing units under the Talk Bay program to make it more attractive to fishers. So about the Park Bay, this is a spelling mistake, it's Park Bay program. So about the Park Bay program, launched in July 2017 under the Blue Revolution program. The program is funded by the union and state government through the participation of beneficiaries. It was expected that 2,000 vessels would be allocated over 3 years to state fishermen and encourage them to stop fishing on land. Scheme implementation: it was planned to build 500 boats in the first year, 2017-18, of the cost per unit area, of the cost per unit, rupees 80 lakh. 50% will be borne by the agency, 20% by the state government, and 10% by the beneficiary, and the remaining 20% will be met with institutional funding. So, what are the obligations to the beneficiaries under the deep sea fishery? So the deep sea fishery will deplete as many fishing vessels as possible in the parkway. Potential beneficiaries of a deep-seated fishing project must have a registered vessel suitable for navigation greater than 12 meters in length to be cleared or disposed of outside the park bay. The abandoned boat had to be physically verified. So equally important, new replacement tuna boats cannot fish or operate in Park Bay. So beneficiaries are not allowed to sell their boats within 5 years of receiving them. So what is the significance of this program? This program was considered a solution to the Park Bay fishermen's war. So the institute feel that deep sea fishing is the only solution to promote ecologically sustainable fishing and reduce fishing pressure near the International Maritime Boundary Line (IMBL) and cross-border fishing events. So what is the issue with bottom trawling? So lower fishing and environmental degradation practice, including the net drag on the seabed, has resulted in significant depletion of water resources. Lower trawling catches young fish, thus depleting marine resources and affecting marine conservation efforts. The practice was started by Tamil Nadu fishermen in the Park Bay and was actively followed in the civil war in Sri Lanka. So what is the deep sea fishing system? It is the solution to the bottom line issue lies in the transition from fishing to deep sea fishing. So the activity of catching deep sea ocean fish is called deep sea fishing. So boats are designed in such a way that fishermen can reach deep into the oceans and fish species. It is made worldwide, especially in coastal areas, without environmental damage. So the water depth should be at least 30 meters to be considered as a deep sea fishing area. The source of this news is The Hindu. You can read this article to get further understanding about the topic. So next is the OECD G20 Inclusive Framework Tax Deal. So why it is in news? A two-pillar solution under the framework outlined above will be presented at the G20 Finance Ministers meeting in Washington, D.C. on October 13, followed by the G20 Leaders Summit in Rome later this month. Countries aim to sign an international agreement by 2022 with effective implementation by 2023. So background, India has already joined the G20 OECD framework, which includes changing international tax laws and ensuring that international businesses pay their fair share of where they operate. So 130 countries and authorities representing more than 90% of the global GDP have signed an agreement. Two pillars of the framework: partnerships with international and digital companies. This pillar ensures that large multinational corporations, including digital companies, pay taxes where they work and make a profit, dealing with the lower tax authorities to deal with the transfer of cross-border profits and the purchase of an agreement. The pillar seeks to reduce international competition through the world's lowest corporate tax rate, currently proposed at 15%. Expected results: if used, countries such as Netherlands and Luxembourg that offer lower taxes, and so-called taxpayers such as the Bahamas and the British Virgin Islands may lose their share. Impact on India: so India will have to reverse the equity tax imposed on companies such as Google, Amazon, and Facebook when the global tax regime is implemented. What is the rating tax? In 2016, India imposed a 6% tax rate on online advertising services provided by non-residents. This applies to Google and other external online advertising service providers. Government has expanded its scope since April 1, 2020 by imposing a 2% equity tax on digital transactions by foreign organizations operating in India or having access to local markets. What is BEPS? Basic erosion and profit transfer. Base erosion and profit transfer. BEPS refers to the tax planning strategies used by the multinational corporations that use space and non-compliance with tax laws to avoid paying taxes. High reliance on corporate tax rates means that they suffer from BEPS inequality. BEPS actions cost countries $100 to 240 billion in annual losses, which is a lot. So prelim short links topics are OECD objectives, its structure, and overall view of the membership area. OECD versus World Economic Forum. The difference between signing and verification. What is BEPS? The source of this news is this article. You can read this to get a better understanding about the topic. Next is the growing digital divide in India. So why it is in news? The Supreme Court has signaled the effects of digital segregation. It has been recognized that the digital divide caused by the online classes will violate the basic right of all children to education. How have online classes affected children? Young children whose parents are too poor to buy laptops, tablets, or the optimum internet package for home classrooms during the epidemic have dropped out of school and are at the risk of being dragged into child labor or worse, child trafficking. Even the right to education depends on who can afford the gadgets of online classes and who cannot. So, what is the problem? The court heard an application by private school authorities against the order of the Delhi High School in September 2020, ordering them to provide their students with 25% EWS DG online grant free of charge. The High Court has ruled that schools can receive a refund from the government. The Delhi government has said it does not have the resources to rehabilitate schools with online gadgets. Online, although the Supreme Court upheld the Supreme Court order, High Court or Supreme Court's order in February 2021, the court ruled that both institutions and provinces such as Delhi are incapable of inciting their obligations to children. What is next? The court has asked the Delhi government to come up with a plan to implement the rule of thumb proposed in the High Court decision. The court said the institution should participate in the consultation. What is a digital divide? It means the difference between people who have access to and the resources to use new information and communication tools such as the internet, and the people who do not have the resources and access to this technology. It also means the difference between those who have the skills, knowledge, and skills to use technology and those who do not. So where it is, digital diversity can exist between those living in rural areas and those living in cities, between gender, between educated and uneducated people, between economic sectors, and globally between the most developed countries. Status in India. Although India has 220 million smartphone users and is the second largest market for smartphones in the world, global penetration is still 30% of the population. There is great diversity in rural and urban areas in India. Statistically, more than 75% of the country's broadband connections are in the top 30 cities. Similarly, many states like the northeastern states, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and Assam are lagging behind other states in the use and development of ICT. Globally, 12% of men use the internet more than women in 2017, while in India, only 29% of total internet users are women. Another important reason for the digital divide in India is the sharing of information. The division of information is directly related to the segregation of digital data. So the impact of this digital division, lower gender representation. Due to high gender diversity, thousands of Indian girls in these remote areas have been denied access to information and communication technology (ICTs), which is a major cause of women's representation in the workplace. Denial of knowledge, this lack of equal access to online resources and information deprives people of higher education and skills training that can help them contribute to the economy and become world-class leaders. Non-delivery of social services. As more schemes have started using ICT, information and communication technology in their delivery, so simultaneously due to digital segregation, it will create a major problem. So major problem is will be created. Source of this news is the Hindu. You can read this article. So next is the Rohingya crisis. About the Rohingya crisis. So why it is in news? Bangladesh plans to send more than 80,000 Rohingya refugees to a remote island, Bhashan Char of Bengal, after concluding a United Nations aid agreement. About 19,000 Muslim refugees from Myanmar have already moved from the mainland camps to the island of Bhashan Char, despite concerns raised by aid groups. So background. Bhashan Char is a specially developed island to accommodate 1 lakh of the 1 million Rohingya refugees in neighboring Myanmar. While human rights groups have condemned the move and some have been forced to do something against their will, the government has insisted that refugees migrating to the island do so voluntarily. Who are the Rohingyas? They are a racial group, especially Muslims. They were not given full citizenship by Myanmar. They are classified as foreign nationals or joint citizens. Geographically, they are closer to the Indo-Aryan people of India and Bangladesh than the Sino-Tibetan people of the country. They have been described by the United Nations Secretary General as one of the most discriminating people in the world. So, prelims hotline topic are who are the Rohingyas, Rakhine State, about the International Court of Justice (ICJ), ICJ versus the International Criminal Court (ICC). The source of this news is The Hindu. You can read this article. So next is the Tawang issue. Now the Tawang issue. So why it is in news? India-China surveillance is targeted at Tawang. Chinese soldiers were arrested and later released. Face-to-face encounters are due to different viewing areas due to a set limit and as both parties perform surveillance tasks to the point of their perception. About Tawang. Historically, Tawang was part of Tibet. The 1914 Simla Accord described the McMahon Line as the new border between British India and Tibet. With this agreement, Tibet gave some of its territory, including Tawang, to the British, but it was not seen by China. In 1950, Tibet lost its independence and was incorporated into the newly formed People's Republic of China. Later in 1959, when the current Dalai Lama fled Tibet, he came to India through Tawang. During the Sino-Indian War of 1962, Tawang fell temporarily under Chinese rule, but China voluntarily withdrew its troops at the end of the war. Tawang was once again under Indian rule, but China has not abandoned its claims to much of Arunachal Pradesh, including Tawang. So that's all for the news items today. Thank you so much for watching the analysis video. Have a nice day.